Oh, hey everybody. Getting to this a little late today. I had mostly a pretty good day today. It was Saturday. It was really pretty. It was cool. Um, I got my nephew August to go out with me, and we drove around and we went played Pokemon. Which the way we play Pokemon is I give him my phone and I drive, and he looks for things on a phone, and then he tells me where to go. And then I go, and then he catches them or does whatever. And we can do that for hours. And I'd really been wanting him to go out with me and do that, but he'd been pretty scared about the virus and didn't really want to leave for a while. But he finally got to the point where he said he would go, and so we had a pretty good day. And then I got him some, we ate some garbage, and it was pretty good. And he cracks me up because he's always telling me all this stuff. He knows everything about Pokemon, and he likes to teach me things. And you would be amazed at how much I know about Pokemon. And one thing that was fun today was that he was willing to get out of the car and walk a little bit, because last time we played, he was too scared to get out of the car, which was fine with me, but there are some things that you have to walk to. So we were at the state capitol, and there was a gym that he wanted to attack, and he said, I said, we have to walk to that gym. You can't drive up there. And he says, we can walk. So we walked, and we get up there, and I just look over every now and then to make sure somebody's there with my phone. And there's a kind of Pokemon called a Mudkip, and it's a little blue thing with orange. It's the color contrast is really, really nice, and you don't see very many of them usually. But we saw a lot of them today, and so I looked over and I saw that he was about to catch a Mudkip, and I said, well, there's another Mudkip, a lot of Mudkip today. And he said, ooh, I do love a Mudkip. So that cracked me up. I thought it was funny. And so, okay, this is the last day of Mug Week, and Mug Week has been so much fun. I'm going to probably do it again in a couple of weeks, because we didn't even crack the surface of all the mugs I have. I have so many query alien mugs. I could just do a week on those. And I have a friend in New York City who's a potter. Her name's Posey Bacopoulos, and she's just great. She's one of my favorite people, and I sent her a couple of masks. And she told me, she says, well, if I ever get back in my studio, I'll mail you one. And I got a text from her today, and she was able to get in her studio, so she's going to mail me a mug. And so I can't wait for it to get here. I can't wait to show it to you. And I think sometimes Posey watches these. So hi, Posey. And she's incredible. So anyway, the mug that I chose for today is by Michael, Haley, and Susie Siegel. And they live in Huntsville, Arkansas, and their pottery is Buzzard Mountain Pottery. So I'm gonna just reposition here we go with okay, I'm actually gonna edit. Okay, this technique is called marriage, and not many people work this way. And this mug is it's the first handmade piece of pottery I ever bought, so it's really special to me. And it was made in 1996, and I bought it at the Arkansas Craft Guild store that used to be in the basement of the State House Convention Center. And the reason I bought this mug is I bought it to celebrate a job I had gotten, because it was the first job that I would be working in a tall building in downtown Little Rock, and I felt kind of like a grown-up for the very first time, because I went to work in a tall building. And that just tells you how long ago it was, because I was such a different person back then with different goals. But I decided, because I was working in a cubicle for the first time, and it was really, that wasn't my first cube job, but it was my first big kind of corporate job. So I said, I'm going to buy a handmade mug. And I was not making pots at this time, but this was one of the pots that planted the seeds um, to lead me to become a potter. And I started going around and looking, and there were only two places in Little Rock at the time where you could buy handmade pottery, and one was the Design Center, which is a great shop that's no longer there anymore on Kavanaugh. And the other one was the Craft Guild store. And that was it in Little Rock, except for once a year when they had the Ozark Craft Guild Christmas showcase. But this was during the summer, and I really wanted to buy this mug. And so I went everywhere looking, and I finally settled on this one. And I used to drink my coffee out of this every day, probably for about, probably the whole 20 years I worked in corporate America. Now, Michael and Susie, I've never met them, but I've always wanted to. And I have a few of their pots. I really love them. Now, Susan Pfeiffer had their pots at the Design Center store, but they didn't last very long. So I was finally able to find this one at the Craft Guild store. And the way these are made is by stacking and layering these different colors of clay and then slicing them to create these patterns. And so this is a very labor-intensive way of work. And if you see on the inside, the pattern carries to the inside of the mug because it goes all the way through the colored clay. And again, this technique is called noyage, and this is a hand-built mug. I don't have very many hand-built mugs in my collection, but I think it's significant that the very first mug that I ever purchased was a hand-built mug. Now, this mug has a really great handle. It's really comfortable. And I like how the lines on the mug here make it kind of look like a snake. This has been reduction fired and has a clear glaze on the inside that turn the kind of toasty browns on the outside just to a gray. So it has this really nice contrast between kind of matte and a gray, and then there's no glaze at all on the outside of this, so that you can really see all that nice patterning. And sometimes they brush layers of oxide between the layers as they stack them. And that's, you can see here, and if you could feel this mug, it's kind of oozed out, and you can feel it. It comes out during the firing. So this is the last mug for this series of Mug Week. And hang on. Okay, some of you that have been watching on YouTube are maybe not pottery people, and I need to talk to my people for a minute. And if you want to click off, this next part may not be very interesting to you, but you're welcome to stay. Yep, I'm done. I gotta get some water. It's allergies, really bad. I wanted to thank everybody for a lot of things. First of all, thank you everyone who bought clay. It's really great to have some money coming in. And so if you want to pick up clay on Monday, you need to order by tomorrow. And then we'll be doing this every Monday for a while until we can have more access to the building. We're also going to start making slips and glazes for people. And the new colors of Speedball underglazes are coming out soon. And the Art Center is going to be one of the first places that gets samples. So as soon as I get those, which should be the end of May, they're going straight to Kelly Edwards. Because I know Kelly is excited about them, and she'll be able to make some stuff and use them so you guys can see. And then we'll do a big order. I will try to post the pictures on the Facebook page, but I'm gonna probably not post until Monday because I'm trying to not be on the computer all the time. Big shout out to Kelly Edwards because Kelly has really, those of you who are taking the online classes, she's really pulled that group of people together, especially while I was gone. And Miranda, who helped her put all that stuff together and was having to hold down the whole museum school while I was gone. And then also all the other instructors who helped and did demos. And then also Chris Swasta. Thank you so much, Chris, because I know Chris has been firing pots for some of you. and we've really appreciated that. So we're hoping to be able to figure out pretty soon how, even if we're not open, we can safely get your pots and fire them and get them back to you. So, if you have questions, if you want to let me know anything about that, you can send me a Facebook message or email me or whatever it takes. So, okay, you guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Mug week is over, so I'm going to do something a little bit different tomorrow that's not exactly pottery related. So we'll take a little, like a little, what's it called? Like you cleanse your palate. I don't know, before we do more pottery again on Monday. Once again, I don't know words. I know some words. Okay, see you guys soon. Bye.